The ponies in this universe have always had their swapped cutie marks from the beginning. Even before the unicorn Twilight Sparkle and her dragon assistant Spike landed in the middle of Ponyville, they were noticed. The town's elusive observer always knew who was coming or going. From her hidden vantage point, the tough, tomboyish white unicorn mare watched with calculating patience as Twilight Sparkle used advanced formal magic to gently touch down. This guardian rarity disdained that stuffy, schooled magic. Her own raw, powerful magic was rough and natural, not fancy. Twilight and Spike made their way toward the town hall, Twilight preoccupied solely with her summer sun celebration logistics checklist. Friends were not on her agenda. They immediately ran into an inattentive little mare. Pinkie Pie was balancing an enormous stack of pies on her head and decorations on her back, busy delivering items for the celebration nearby. When the tower of pies began to wobble violently and tumble toward them, Twilight instinctively acted quickly. Using her magic to gently catch all the falling items, Spike moved quickly too, guiding the decorations safely to the ground with a friendly smile. The Earth Pony filly, sporting 3 apples on her flank, a red, a green, and a yellow instead of balloons, gasped in amazement. "Wowee! That magic was super quick!" Pinkie exclaimed, bouncing slightly with her curly, short pink mane. "No problem at all. Glad we could help," Spike added cheerfully, remembering Celestia's suggestion to socialize. "Look how many you caught. A normal magic user can only carry 4 or 5 pies. You might be as strong as her, or even more so," the bubbly Pinkie said bluntly, referring to Rarity. Unbeknownst to them, the observer lurking nearby overheard that comparison. Rarity's jaw tightened behind a large oak tree. The dragon's comment about more better magic immediately sparked her ire. "She's supposed to be good at that," Pinkie said, tilting her head. "But she just kind of pops in and out, you know? Makes a big deal about her magic being rough and not fancy. She just wants to protect the town." Frustrated by the chaos, the comparison, and Spike's chatter, Twilight wanted a simple answer. "What's her name? Is she in charge here?" "Oh, you mean Rarity," the happy Pinkie Pie said bluntly. "No. You want Fluttershy. She handles all the map-related duties and logistics." Spike, already feeling a crush developing on the tomboyish guardian Rarity, wanted to talk more, but Twilight used her magic to gently pick up her friend and settle him onto her back. "We're done here," she said curtly, turning away. "We still have the logistics checklist." She managed to walk off a short distance before stopping abruptly and marching right back toward the surprised Pinkie Pie. A visibly unhappy Twilight had just realized she forgot to ask for directions. "Where is Fluttershy?" Twilight Sparkle and Spike were nearly ambushed by a snarling, wild beast. The two confused and frightened friends noticed a blur of prismatic color zoom in right then, landing directly between them and the animal. A rainbow-haired, light blue Pegasus landed in a chaotic gust of wind, inevitably messing up the screaming Twilight's carefully arranged mane and tail. A complaining Twilight fretted over her newly chaotic mane, which now mirrored exactly the look of the original Pinkie Pie's poofy, unbrushed style. Spike was almost knocked off his feet by the wind. The newcomer Pegasus ignored the complaint, her focus entirely on the snarls of the large animal before her. The timberwolf prepared to pounce again. But the Pegasus didn't move an inch. Instead, she employed a chilling, intense gaze and spoke softly but firmly to the beast, establishing dominance. Using her element of kindness stare, the animal immediately stopped and sat down. Rainbow Dash sighed, finding it impossible to stay genuinely mad when the animal instantly gave her wide, pleading, baby doll eyes. She softened instantly and pulled the large creature into a firm hug. Noticing Twilight's continued frustration, the Pegasus tried to suppress a snicker as she looked at Twilight's new do. Rarity's comments about not brushing mane crossed her mind. "Sorry about the wind," she managed to say, but seriously. "Your mane looks kinda hilarious like that. He's actually pretty sweet once you get to know Tim," she added, gesturing to the monster beside her. Twilight gasped and took a defensive step back, holding her hooves up in alarm. "Keep that thing away from me. It's a timberwolf." Twilight didn't believe for a second that the creature was simply playing around. The large Tim instantly looked sad, whimpering softly and lowering his head. Spike, however, was the only one who tried to be friendly to the big monster. The little dragon walked cautiously up to the large animal, who lifted its head and happily licked the laughing Spike. The athletic Pegasus frowned at Twilight, understanding the animal's distress. She was about to offer a more specific defense for her old friend, Tim, when her attention was immediately snagged by Spike. "Whoa, a real dragon!" she exclaimed, her usual cool demeanor dissolving into excited curiosity. "Hi, my name is Rainbow Dash, what's your name?" He was going to answer, but, "I have 100 questions. Do you breathe fire? How old are you? Do you molt?" Twilight managed to cut off the barrage of questions with a strained smile, trying futilely to flatten her wild mane. Yes, Rainbow Dash, but right now I just need to know where we can find Fluttershy. We're on a tight schedule." Rainbow Dash readily gave them directions to Fluttershy's location but paused, her excitement resurfacing. "Hey, where are you two staying? Maybe we could hang out later? I really want to hear more about dragon stuff." Twilight, ever the unicorn focused strictly on her mission, shook her head dismissively. "We're not staying anywhere at all. We are only here to make sure everything is going fine with the preparations." That make Dash sad as Tim the Timberwolf tried to cheer up the still frowning Rainbow Dash. As Twilight and Spike moved on, they noticed the nearby observer and called out a friendly hello to the unicorn guardian Rarity, who definitely did not like being spotted. Twilight and Spike head to the town hall, where the main festivities are being arranged. There, they find a hard-working earth pony busy at work, using a ladder to hang decorations. Twilight asked, "Excuse me, miss, but do you know where Fluttershy may be? I'm here to check on the decorations." The happy earth pony said, "Well, howdy-do, miss. Name's Applejack." She turned to look, nearly dropping a box of bows as she became shocked. "Hold your horses, Sugar Cube. My stars and garters, whatever happened to that mane?" the city girl AJ exclaimed, immediately focusing on the aesthetic disaster before her. Spike noticed some sparkly blue, green, and white gems in the decorations box and called out, "Hey, Twilight, look at these." Spike pocketed a few, a way too flustered Twilight didn't notice due to trying to smooth her flattened, unbrushed, Pinkie Pie-style mane. "That's nice, Spike, and my mane is fine. Just a slight Timberwolf incident and a Pegasus with a strange stare ability. I'm just here to make sure everything is ready for the princess." "Fine." Applejack couldn't believe it. "That there mane is a crying shame." AJ threw the bows away in disgust, displaying her bossy nature about styling. Twilight answered, "A shame? It's simply practical right now." Applejack commented, "Looks like a tumbleweed that got hit by a cider press. We can't have any pony looking like that for the celebration. Forget these stupid streamers. I gotta fix this situation." Applejack insists on giving Twilight a full mane makeover right then and there. A bit annoyed, Twilight let her, hoping it wouldn't take too long. Spike commented while snacking on the crystals, "Heh, AJ seems nice. A bit bossy about hair, though." Hidden behind a large banner roll, a mysterious character watched them. Guardian Rarity scoffed quietly, her eye twitching. "Magic student, more like a high-maintenance model. Typical Canterlet elite, getting their mane done. What is she really here for?" After enduring the full styling session, Twilight finally managed to ask where the pony they were looking for was, only to learn that Fluttershy had just left the town hall with Mayor Mare. That just made Twilight use magic on a bit sad Spike, who loses his gem snack, and run off now, hoping to catch up, with that unknown mad unicorn to them still following. The two friends quickly rushed out of the town hall. A confused Spike asked, "Where are we going?" Twilight didn't answer or slow down, but just as they were about to head in the right direction, there was a flash of light. An unknown, unhappy white unicorn mare suddenly teleported directly into their path. She looked incredibly smug. Spike immediately made a comment, his eyes wide with hearts. "Oh, wow, she is lovely." Twilight, annoyed and in a hurry, tried to navigate around the blockage. "Excuse me." They tried to walk around, but the mysterious unicorn took the exact same steps, mirroring them and deliberately blocking their path. Twilight stopped trying to move past the pony and asked directly, "Do you need something?" The pony gave a cold, smug smirk and introduced herself. "Yes, a one-on-one magic showdown to see who the best is. The name's Rarity, by the way." Twilight rolled her eyes at the challenge, shaking her head as she answered, "I'm not interested." Twilight tried again to walk around her, but Rarity stomped a hoof, scaring the purple unicorn backward. Her ears flattening in surprise. The white unicorn declared, "Either you take my challenge or get out of my land." The ponies gathering around them started looking for somewhere to hide as Twilight tried to stand up straight and answer with authority. "I am here by order of our princess, so step to the side." A mad Rarity yelled out, stomping again, "Liar!" That sudden outburst made a scared Twilight sit down for a brief second, until she got mad in return. She stood up straight and yelled back, "No! I am not a liar. I am Twilight Sparkle." An excited Rarity said, "Oh, so you are our princess's best student?" Twilight looked utterly done with the conversation. Yes. Now, excuse me, you are making me." She was cut off as Rarity used her rough magic to grab Spike. He didn't care one tiny bit, he was still in love and floating happily in her magenta aura. A shocked Twilight asked, "Hey! What is that for?" The bully Rarity answered while running away, "If you want your little friend, then you have to the one-on-one magic showdown." Now that started something. Twilight ignited her horn. A magical tug-of-war began, and Spike became the ball. The magical tug-of-war for Spike quickly turned into a chaotic pursuit across the town square. Rarity and Twilight, using every spell they knew, flew back and forth, dodging stalls and startled ponies. During the chase, Twilight crashed directly into Pinkie Pie, who was once again carrying a towering stack of fresh pies. Twilight instinctively used her magic a second time to save the pastries from hitting the ground, hovering the entire stack safely. But Rarity saw an opportunity to escalate the conflict. With a flick of her horn and a wicked glint in her eye, she levitated one of the cherry pies and flung it directly at Twilight. The pie splattered across a nearby building wall. In an instant, the town square descended into total pandemonium. Rarity and Twilight abandoned their magical duel for Spike and began flinging baked goods at each other with reckless abandon. Ponies screamed and scattered, covered in pastry and fruit filling, as a full-blown food fight erupted around the two warring unicorns. The chaos only stopped when a flash of coordinated movement interrupted them. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy flew at breakneck speed, tightly circling the two magically exhausted unicorns with a long, shimmering ribbon. Applejack and Pinkie Pie, holding one end of the ribbon firmly in their mouths, anchored the movement. Before either Twilight or Rarity could even ask what was happening, the mare her face a mask of complete displeasure stepped through the sticky mess and ordered them sternly, "Knock it off." The two unicorns found themselves securely tangled in a ribbon cocoon, held fast by their new friends. The mayor informed them that they weren't going to be set free until they formally apologized to each other for the ruckus they'd caused. It was Fluttershy's overwhelmingly cheerful insistence and happy nature that finally broke the tension. Faced with her unwavering smile and the shared embarrassment of the situation, Twilight and Rarity reluctantly looked at each other and did so, ending the conflict at last, and every pony is happy now.